Make me a picture of jollof rice, but the rice also contains plantains and there is a piece of turkey on the side. What's going on, guys? So Google has finally released their latest Pixel series, and in this video I'm going to be doing my first impressions and unboxing of the Pixel 9. But first, a credit to our sponsor, Nobody. So on the right hand side is the Pixel 8 and this is the Pixel 9. So we gotta give credit where credit is due, and this was made in China. I've actually never seen a box like this before, so I'm going to have to actually use the pull tabs for once. I think Google probably caught on to my videos, but yeah, now all we have to do is actually slide this section out. And I gotta talk about this, Google. Why do your boxes always come damaged like this? This has been every single device since the 7 series. All right, so you just slide it off. Looks like they're using a lot of recycled material. So at least here in America, by American companies, the unboxing is becoming less and less impressive and exciting. It's pretty bland, but here we go. This is the Pixel 9. We do have the documentation here, but let's be honest, who's gonna read this stuff? So here's the phone. Oh, it looks like we have all the cables and stuff on the other side. I do think that should probably be on the box that I just threw, but who cares, right? So let's go ahead and get this unraveled here. Slide this on out. Let's go through some of the differences. So right off the bat, you can tell in terms of the design, Google is going for a more boxy approach. I know people like to say it's more iPhone-esque, but I'd argue this feels more like a nothing phone in the hand. The visor that has become recognizable by Google that kind of blends in with the sides of the phone is gone. We just have a pill-shaped design. Can't say I'm in love with it, but possibly it will grow on me. Looking at the overall design of the phone, like I said before, it's very boxy and it reminds me of a nothing phone. It just has a flavor of Google. Everything is pretty much in line with what you would expect on the smartphone. Just keep in mind that your SIM card tray is this on the right-hand side. Do not get it confused with this hole right here. And it does have USB-C charging. But yeah, turn it on the phone. It is a Google phone through and through. It does have facial recognition, so that's what it used to unlock my device. The other difference is it has an ultrasonic sensor instead of the optical sensor, so there's no flash whenever you want to unlock the device at night, which I think is a great touch. But with the facial recognition that Google has, I would say you probably want to use that 9 times out of 10. I'm actually going to move the Pixel 8 out of the frame now and talk a little bit more about the Pixel 9 in detail. So one thing you always want to do whenever you get a Pixel device, especially on the lower end models, is go to display, scroll down, and turn on the smooth display. This just gives you the smoothness of the 120 hertz. And the other thing that I think a lot of people should do when it comes to the Pixel devices is when you go down to the digital well-being, this will actually do some calculations on what you want to focus on. I'd say just set up the focus mode for the different schedules that you might potentially have and the bedtime. And I think the other nice thing is the flip to shush or shh. So basically, whenever you put the phone face down, it will do a vibrate and it will actually silence the phone. So if you're a person who wants to have your ringer on, but at times you want it to be on the do not disturb mode, just put it face down and you're good to go. So highlighting some of the major features that are upgraded compared to the previous generation, we now have a display that goes up to 2700 nits. That doesn't mean anything to you. It just means that the display is brighter than last generation, and a brighter display means that it's going to be a lot easier to see outdoors. Indoors, I'd say after 1000 nits on a device so small, you're really not going to notice a difference. But 2700 nits, I would say, is probably going to be noticeable compared to the 2000 we had last generation. We do have a G4 processor as well, so we do have an increase in performance. By how much, I'll have it on the screen. Google, I don't think really cares too much about being the fastest single core or multi-core threaded device on smartphones. They're more about just optimization. So if that's what you're looking for, probably don't want to get a Pixel device. But I would say for most people, probably not going to notice the difference unless you're doing a lot of gaming on the device. Google has also given us an improvement in terms of the durability of the display. So it is using the Victus 2 on both the front and the back. The last generation was just using Victus 1. The other thing that I want to mention when it comes to the improvements is the battery size. So the battery size is bigger. It's actually sharing the same size as the Pixel 9 Pro at 4700 milliamp hours. So it's nice to see that we're getting the same size as the, the Pro level models. We do now have 12 gigabytes of RAM, which is no slouch on any smartphone. So I'd say from those reasons, all things that I just said, that might be the reason why we're having an increase of $100. I do believe we also have a better camera system as well, especially when it comes to the front side. We do have an autofocus on the front camera, which is actually pretty nice for most instances if you want to record the device looking like this, whether it's the video or photos. So that is another nice touch. So I know it's not great by Google by increasing their prices, but with all these features for $100 extra compared to last generation, I would say it's somewhat justified. More interested on what the Pixel 9a series is going to be, but let's go through some of the typical smartphone stuff and let's open up an HDR video and see how the display actually looks. Just so you guys can see what I'm running this at right now, it's a 4K 60 video in HDR. And just looking at the display, what you guys should know is one of my favorite displays last year was actually the Pixel 8, and the Pixel 9 definitely has an improvement. So compared to last generation, Google is saying that there was a 1,000,000 to 1 contrast ratio. Now on the Pixel 9 series, we have 2,000,000 to 1, so the colors should be richer, more deeper, and with an OLED display, it's some of the best displays that you can get for what you want to reproduce on a smartphone device or pretty much any display in general, based on the use cases, I should say. And looking at the display right now, the Pixel 9 is without a doubt going to be one of my favorite displays again. I don't know how I feel about the Pro series. I'm gonna have to wait till I get it in hand because I wasn't a big fan of the 8 Pro, the finish that they use on the display, but it still has like this glossy finish that I love on the Pixel 9, and it makes the colors really pop. And as you can see, I mean, this basically looks true to life. And what you're getting out of a Pixel device, I'd say this is what we want from Google. That is the realest bowl of cereal. I thought that was actually coming out of the display. Anyway, let's go ahead and just open up a video and hear how the speakers sounded. I gotta say, so far, from what I've heard, the speakers sound pretty good. They announced what they didn't mention and then my final thoughts. So now the M1 is standard on the iPad Pro above the 12Z, A12Z I should say, from last year's iPad Pro, and feels a little bit unneeded, but hey, you know, might as well, right, since you have the speakers. I would say right off the bat are better than last generation. It's way more clear, much louder, and I would not expect this from the Pixel, like the non-Pro series. Usually they kind of gimp a little bit in terms of the audio, but the display and the audio so far are spectacular. We actually have a latest video here, but overall, in terms of media consumption, I'd say right off the rip that the Pixel 9 is actually a pretty good device and is definitely an upgrade compared to the previous generation. By how much? I don't know if it's worth the extra $100, but if you're just getting a Pixel device for the first time, I would say the 9 is not going to disappoint. But let's talk a little bit more about the camera, what Google is known for. So looking at this, I mean, do you really need to know more from Google? They are some of the best in the business when it comes to the camera, and it's definitely the software optimization. Yes, a camera lens does help, but Google has some really good software to make your photos really come true to life. And in terms of accuracy, I'd say if you want the most natural, true to life photo, you gotta get a Pixel phone. They take really nice photos, and on the 9 series right now, it looks pretty good. I don't know if it's that much better than the previous generation. I do want to check out the autofocus. So let's go ahead and open up a video real quick. All right, so this is a 4K video. I do think the speech enhancement is on for some reason. But yeah, this is the 4K front camera on the Google Pixel 9 series. You guys let me know how it looks and sounds. I'm just going to try out the autofocus. So here's a Dave & Buster's car. Let's see if it focuses in on it over my face. I think my face might be ruining it, but yeah, let's see if that helps. Does that work? I'd say the autofocus worked right there. My face was a little bit blurry coming back into focus. And then, boom. Impressive. Impressive. I've got to say that is impressive. But let's check out the back. All right, so now I'm testing out the back camera on the Pixel 9. You guys let me know how the audio and the video quality is. Typically with back cameras, they should be better than the front camera. My biggest gripe about Pixel series is that the white balance kind of goes crazy on the front camera. But hopefully with those improvements that they have on this generation, that is fixed. And with the back camera, hopefully it looks better than what you saw previously, but you guys let me know how it looks. So the last thing I want to show you guys is Gemini, and Gemini I would say is basically just a souped up version of Home Assistant. I meant Google Assistant. Sorry, I'm getting names confused. Sometimes Gemini is better than Google Assistant. Sometimes Google Assistant is better than Gemini. I still hope that Google kind of streamlines all their AI tools into one, because right now it just seems very separated. And I'm going to leave all the features and demo them in a completely separate video, but I do want to showcase Gemini up front. So I don't know if people know this, for an example, but Gemini actually leverages Google's services. So if you're looking for flights, hotels, I do think Gemini is pretty good. So here's an example. Can you find me flights to New York in a month from now? And can you also see what hotels would be for the last weekend in September? And then can you also build out an itinerary for what I can do? And I want to keep things under $100 for each activity. Not now.
Okay, sounds fun. I'm eager to help you plan your trip to New York. Flights. I found a few round-trip flights from various airports to New York for September 22nd, which is
Okay, I don't really need it to talk, but once again, if you're really trying to build out a rough draft of a plan and kind of get an idea what prices would be, I really do think Gemini excels there versus like OpenAI and all these other tools. So right now you can see with American Airlines, it's telling me that, hey, it's gonna be around 200 bucks. If I wanna be a little bit more premium, go Delta, it's 250. In terms of the hotels, they kind of give me a nice outlook on what I could pay. So 100 bucks per night. And then they also kind of give me a full day-to-day activity on what I can do and, you know, things that I should expect, and then also gives me some recommendations on what I should have and be prepared for. So once again, Gemini does have its use cases. I don't think ChatGPT and OpenAI should be used for everything. If you really want to book out an itinerary for stuff, I do think Gemini really excels there, and you can talk to Gemini as if you're talking to a person. And that kind of wants me to segue into Gemini Advanced. So Gemini Advanced is really just a lot of other features that kind of make the Gemini more personable to you. But the thing that Google really showcased was the voice assistant that it has as well. And I'd say it's very reminiscent of OpenAI's voice assistant.
Those are cool. I'm thinking the lava lamps. Actually, let's do the invisible ink. And like, is there a way to like take it up a level?
Sure, we could try making the invisible ink change colors when it's heated up. Imagine writing a secret message that goes from clear to bright pink. That'd be pretty cool, right? Or maybe instead of using a hairdryer to reveal the message, we could try making a special solution that makes it glow under a black light.
Hey, ChatGPT, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. How about you?
Pretty good.
What's up?
So my friend Barrett here, he's been having trouble sleeping lately. And I want you to tell him a bedtime story about robots and love.
Oh, a bedtime story about robots and love? I got you covered. Gather round, Barrett.
So for $800, would you pay for the Pixel 9? Once again, this is my first impressions. I will do a day in a life and get you guys a better understanding on what this device is like day to day. But knowing how the Pixel 8 performed and how much I love this device, I don't know if the Pixel 9 is going to be any different. But pretty excited that Google revealed this, and I'm also excited to try out some of the AI features for the first time. I actually do want to see if the studio is installed by default. Ooh, it is. Let me just take a quick look. But yeah, let's just go ahead and download the model. I don't think it's gonna take too long. Make me a picture of Jollof rice, but the rice also contains plantains, and there is a piece of turkey on the side. Wow. I mean, I wouldn't consider that Jollof rice, but I see what it was going for. But yeah, this is Pixel Studio. It basically just generates images for you. Dang, those plantains look good. By the way, that looks like, that does not look like turkey on the side. That looks like French toast. But yeah, that's Pixel Studio. I will try to demo this in full in a later video. But yeah, this is the Pixel 9, 800 bucks. Would you pay it? Would you not? Please let me know down in the comments below. And once again, appreciate every single sub, like, and comment. As always, guys, much love.